Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome you to the Naperville Park District Board of Commissioners regular meeting, March 8th, 2012. It is 7 o'clock. All please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Jackie, would you call the roll, please?
President Riley.
Here.
Vice President Young, absent. Commissioner Egan.
Here.
Commissioner Heidi.
Here.
Commissioner Janner.
Here.
Commissioner Ori.
Here.
Commissioner Todd.
Here.
Now, we don't have any awards or recognition this evening, but I believe we do have someone signed up to speak. Mr. O'Hale. Should be a speak button there. And if you would, Tom, please give us your name and address.
Oh, I'm sorry. H. Tom O'Hale, 620 West Gartner. I would like to begin by simply thanking the board for its continuing support for the preservation of open space and farming activities in Naperville. Many of you don't recollect, but there was a time a number of years ago where I became involved with a large number of other people to preserve the ponds at Hobson, because there was a scheduled development that basically would, in my opinion, overbuild the area and wipe out one of the most beautiful places, I think, that we have in Naperville. And through the activity of these citizens and myself, that was stopped. And of course, it couldn't have been stopped if it was not for the board to agree to purchase the land. And so I am forever grateful for your support. Now, what I see is an opportunity, I think, to begin to utilize this land with some other programs. And the one that comes to my mind is stocking the two ponds with fish. I think that others with small children, and they do fish, and they fish off the pier, and they have some luck, and that's great. But I was thinking, if we could, if the feasibility is there and the cost is minimal, if we could stock both of the ponds, that this may cause that land to be used more effectively by our citizens. And so I come to you offering my services to meet with, plan with, talk with somebody that would be interested in kind of going forward with an investigation. I guess you have to look at the cost, the type of fish, the ecological impact of doing this, and just the pros and cons that might be surfacing to go forward with this activity. I might say also, that I'm a member of the Green Space Coalition, and I would say maybe we could even, I can't speak and commit to this, but maybe if the cost would be excessive or more than I would anticipate, maybe we can even pitch in to defray some of the cost of going forward with this. So if you could identify somebody that I could meet and work with, I'd be very happy to do that so that we can come back to you with the things that that I've outlined. thank you again for your support for open space farming. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tom. As you know, we don't have an agenda item on this tonight, but we greatly appreciate your input and taking the time to come here, and I'll suggest this idea for us. I know that Ray McGurry was taking notes while you were speaking, so I'm sure that Ray will take a look at this with staff, and we do have your contact information, so we will get back to you with at least some initial analysis and then go forward from there. So thank you. Do we have anyone else signed up to speak, Jackie? Okay, then we will move on to updates and reports. The first report is the Riverwalk Commission update. Commissioner Heidi.
Thank you, President Riley. Our next scheduled meeting is for March 14th, so there is nothing to report at this time.
Next are the foundation reports. I will do those. First is the Riverwalk Foundation report. The foundation met yesterday, March 7th. The Noon Lions Club is interested in a partnership with the foundation to develop and market a curriculum program that would be used at all grade levels. It's an exciting project that the Lions would develop and the Riverwalk Foundation would support. Our new foundation treasurer, Arlene Benkemper, will assume her duties after tax season. One of her first tasks will be implementing the new credit card donation capability. The credit card company has already been signed up. The foundation finished the year with $240,087.42 in the bank. The North Central College Gateway project is the next big project. $25,000 has been set aside for that. Bidding for that is finished, and the work will be completed by June. A breakfast to celebrate that event will be scheduled. Also, a monument from Cock Robin was recently found and will be reinstalled in its former location in Fredenhagen Park. The next meeting for the foundation is scheduled for June 6th, 2012 at 7 a.m. in the Municipal Center lunchroom. Next, the Carillon Foundation. The next meeting of the Carillon Foundation is scheduled for 7:30 a.m. April 5th at the Rubin Community Center. Then the Parks Foundation update. The next meeting of the Foundation Board has not yet been scheduled. Now move on to the Finance Committee update. Commissioner Todd.
Thank you, Mike. Finance Committee met February 14th. Tom Sawyer of the Sawyer Fuldudo Company presented the December 31st, 2011 investment performance report to the committee. And as of December 31st, 2011, the portfolio value was totaled at approximately $2 million and a year-to-date net return of 0.95%. Staff also presented then year-end unaudited financial results for all the district's operating funds, and our ending fund balances in December at December 31st, 2011 remain healthy and exceed the targeted reserve balances as defined by the district's fund balance policy. Next, the committee then reviewed the final draft of our 3-year plan assumptions, and that's going to be used to generate the district's 3-year financial plan. And the assumption packet was reviewed at our last workshop and presented to the board. And you all saw that February 23rd, so that if there was any comments, we needed to hear back right away. So that's it.
Thank you. Next, we have the Legislative Committee update. Commissioner Heidi.
Thank you, President Riley. The Legislative Committee met on March 2nd and discussed several issues. First, we reviewed our access to the adjudicated criminal records of minor employees legislation, which is now House Bill 4643 and Senate Bill 3809. We have concurrent bills comprised of the same language in both the House and the Senate. Our esteemed attorney, Dirk Price, testified at the Senate committee hearing and reports that it passed unanimously. I was going to thank Dirk for that tonight, but instead I'll thank Jim. Okay, thank you. The House bill received some opposition from the ACLU, which apparently holds the anonymity of minor offenders more dear than the safety of children. The property tax extension limitation legislation that you may have heard about was also discussed. And while we see the attraction to the legislation in that it limits tax extension increases in times of declining property values, this legislation would deleteriously affect the viability of local units of government. The key to making this legislation palatable to units of government would be to reassess property values every year versus every 3 years, so that values are current and increases can be captured in a timely manner. We will keep you posted. We will have limited presence at the Illinois Parks Day in Springfield this year. Rather than sending a large contingent in hopes of landing impromptu meetings with our legislators, we will continue to focus on local meetings in home offices where we aren't hurried and where we have the full attention of everyone involved. This will also save taxpayer dollars. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have the Parks and Recreation Committee update from Commissioner Janner.
Thank you, President Riley. The Parks and Rec Committee met on Thursday, February 23rd, and the main topics of discussion were as follows. First, athletic field cost recovery and the related communication with the affiliates of the Naperville Park District that will be impacted by changes in that area moving forward. Secondly, the land use permit for Naperville Central High School shot put and discus at Knock Park, which is will be voted upon here by this board later this evening. Third, the upcoming community survey and the process for getting as much input as possible to make sure that the questions are appropriate and the results of the survey are helpful for the Park District. And finally, intergovernmental agreements for District 203 and 204 continue to be an area that we are working on. Most of these topics were also discussed by the full board at the workshop, which was later that afternoon. And the strategic or the Parks and Rec Committee will meet again at some point in March. Has yet to be scheduled as of this time.
Thank you. If you would continue with the Strategic Planning Committee update.
Sure. The Strategic Plan Committee also met on Thursday, February 23rd, and the main and only topic of discussion at that meeting was refining and our goals for the Naperville Park District for 2012. So we spent significant time reviewing the input from different commissioners and staff, and we've got a good draft of the goals at this point that will be sent out for all the commissioners to review once again and hopefully approve and agree upon the 2012 goals at our upcoming board retreat, which will be on March the 21st. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have the Golf Committee update. Commissioner Egan.
Thank you, President Riley. The Golf Committee met this past Monday, March 5th at 7:30 a.m., and we enjoyed a rousing discussion about golf cars. We will continue that discussion this Monday at 7:30 a.m., March 12th. Springbrook and Naperbrook are both open for business. Spring rates are in effect through April 8th. Registration for golf lessons through Brooks Golf Academy is in progress, and our lower 2012 rates will take effect beginning April 9th. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is the monthly President's Report. I am pleased to report that on February 23rd, we signed papers that extended our contract with Executive Director Ray McGurry through the end of 2015. The Board initiated this discussion with Ray because we felt it would be in the best interest of our residents. Ray began his tenure as Executive Director in August of 2008. While he came to the Naperville Park District with no prior Parks and Rec experience, he quickly showed that a good leader, supported by a strong team with very solid professional credentials, could accomplish great things. As the only Park District employee that reports directly to the Board of Commissioners, he has built a very effective working relationship with the Board. His communication with the Board is excellent, as is his communication and availability with the general public. He doesn't confine himself to a 9-to-5 schedule with staff, the Board, or the public. I've frequently been copied on communications at 5:30 in the morning and 10 o'clock at night where Ray's responding to someone's inquiry. This responsiveness demonstrates his concern for residents and helps his staff do their job well. I strongly believe that the Naperville Park District has a leadership team that will successfully navigate the challenges we face in the future. Now, for our Executive Director's report.
Well, thank you, President Riley, for those kind words, and again, thank you to the board and to staff for having the confidence in me to just keep me around for another couple, 2-3 years here. And also thank you for pointing out what my wife points out regularly, is that I really do not have a life. That's, quite frankly, I'm married to the BlackBerry or the iPhone and the computer, but that's okay. Couple quick things here. Following a very successful rain barrel sale in 2011, the Naperville Park District and the Conservation Foundation are collaborating again this year to offer rain barrels at a discounted price through April 11th. The 55-gallon rain barrels will be sold for $70 each and may be purchased via our website, by phone, which is 630-848-5000, or in person at the Park District Administration Building located at 320 West Jackson. You can also visit the website at napervilleparks.org for further details. Our very talented Elan Dance Company will present its annual showcase on Saturday, March 17th at 6:30 p.m. at Naperville North's Performing Arts Center. Tickets for the performance may be purchased through our website, by phone, or again at the 630-848-5000 number, or you can come down in person to the 320 West Jackson office. Tickets are $8 in advance through March 15th, or $10 after March 15th at the door. And then finally, just a reminder that registration is currently in progress for the summer camps, our spring programs, and baseball programs, T-ball, coach pitch, and machine pitch. Again, visit napervilleparks.org for details as well as to register. Thank you.
Next item on our agenda is approval of the Treasurer's Report.
President Riley, move to approve the January 2012 Treasurer's Report.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion? Jackie, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Heidi?
Yes.
Commissioner Todd?
Yes.
Commissioner Egan?
Yes.
Commissioner Janner?
Yes.
Commissioner Ori?
Aye.
Vice President Young, absent. President Riley.
Yes. Next, we have the consent agenda. Are there any items to be removed from the consent agenda?
President Riley, move to accept consent agenda items A through F
Second.
inclusive. So,
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion? Jackie, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Heidi?
yes.
Commissioner Todd? Yes. Commissioner Egan?
Yes.
Commissioner Janner?
Yes.
Commissioner Ori?
Aye.
Vice President Young, absent. President Riley.
Yes.
President Riley, move to approve consent agenda as accepted.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. We have no unfinished business. Next item is new business. Now, we're not adjourning. We're simply going to move the location of the meeting to the TED conference room to facilitate discussion of our next item, which is our interest and opinion survey discussion.